This is the Appliance Alliance podcast, where we are elevating the appliance industry one podcast at a time. Hey guys, and welcome to Appliance Alliance podcast. I am your host with the most equipment, Zach Ryder, and alongside of me, our newest co-host. She is the one, the only, the boss, Miss Ward.
Y'all, let's get it. Y'all know, short and sweet. Let's get it. Let's get to the point. Help everybody out. Let's deal with that real topic about health equal wealth.
Yeah, exactly. Health and wealth. As business owners, as technicians, one of the things that we've been talking about this week is the importance of staying healthy, whatever that looks like, whether it's exercise, diet, whatever, sleep. All those things are important, and it doesn't matter if you're a technician or you're a business owner. Those things are equally important. So, Miss Ward, I'm gonna lead it off to you. You were asking me before we got started, and that's kind of what spurred the whole thing. So go ahead, lead it off for us.
Yeah, well, we were just discussing about, burning the candle at both ends and trying to accomplish all our goals and the importance of being on our nutrition game for that. So, we were discussing that. I think that anytime you're getting ready to run a business or make business decisions, clarity is so important. And I don't think people realize how important your health is. Right now, I'm pushing myself to hit the gym between 5 to 6 every morning, Monday through Friday at a minimum if I can, plus do some additional stuff at home. Because the reality is, we know some of the richest people in the world and they don't have their health. No matter how much money, they can't fix that, So it just affects you as a leader, as a business owner, as a technician, your agility on the job, being able to think clearly, troubleshoot. At the end of the day, if you show up at 20%, you end up with nothing. And a lot of that starts with how you start the day. On my channel, I'm always talking about rituals and regimens and things of that nature and the discipline. And if as as a technician, if you can start at that level, or a business owner, if you make sure that you get you in order first, then go out to the day, I think it's a win-win. You can't help but win. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, and I mean, you cannot help anyone if you're not helping yourself, right? So, I think back to when I first got into the business, and the original owner of the company, he said to me, like, "You sure you're going to be able to do this?" Like, I was 280 pounds. Like, I was a big, beefy dude. If you've not seen my pictures and you're friends with me on Facebook, check it out, because it'll blow your freaking mind what I look like now and what I look like then. But, he said, "How are you going to get in and out of this? And like, you're up and you're down, and like, it's a lot of stress on your body." And he was going to the gym all the time. He was the same way. 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, he's off to the gym to work out. And I was like, just trying to survive and mainlining caffeine and, just like doing these things to survive. Flash forward, 3 years ago, my wife and I made a decision to get healthy. And I've talked about it a bunch on my own page, but I haven't really shared with a ton of people about it. But I was over 300 pounds. I was like 310 pounds right before we started our health program. And so my official weigh-in, I was like 285. And we went on a program, we got our health in line, and it started for us with healthy eating. Like, we had to make sure that we were fueling our bodies with the right things. And so we did that first. And then I progressed and I started running and working out and stuff like that. And then my wife kind of followed along in that. This last year, I've kind of let that fall by the wayside. I just recently restarted my program just to make sure I was in line. I wasn't eating too far out of line, but enough out of line that I felt it. I gained weight. I was sluggish. I wasn't feeling good. And so I wasn't showing up for my staff. I wasn't showing up for the other members of the Appliance Alliance, like the other members of the podcast, because I was I wasn't there. I wasn't there mentally. I wasn't there physically. It was a lot. And so, you made the comment in the pre-roll that like I I look like I'm high or just dead, like barely functioning. And the reality of it is actually, I mean, I am barely functioning. I'm forcing myself to stay awake until I crash because I'm in training mode. I am training a guy, and so my mind is just, it never shuts off. My mind already never shuts off, but now it really never shuts off. So I have to run until I just crash, and I'm still up at 4:00 in the morning, 4:30. So that's it, and that's it. That's the burning the candle at both ends. And it does have detriment to your decision making and to your ability to serve your customers, whether you're a technician or a business owner.
That's very true. That's very true. So, what I have found is I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. I feel that there are people who are much better at time management, structuring your life. And I feel like, a lot of people call them gurus, but a lot of them are just rehashing tried and true discipline tactics. And at the end of the day, it's just like when people deal with money, they tithe a certain percentage so they can learn how to live off the rest. It's like everything you do has to be structured. And the problem is that I think people are really too hard on themselves. I think they start and fall and don't know how to get back up. And any habit that you want to form, whether it be nutrition or what have you, you follow me? You want to just be consistent. You can't be so hard on yourself. And I feel like it's just so many options. One of the things I follow is the 12-week year. Like I was talking to you earlier, I've been listening to through Audible. Uh, I've been listening to Plant Paradox by Dr. Gundry, really good stuff. So that's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah. So what I was referring to, the reality is you have to have some order in your life. You have to cut a piece of the day out for yourself to get you in order mentally and any other way. Mentally, nutritionally, spiritually, emotionally, you have to because else you don't have a compass. And you have to have a compass because all of us start these journeys for a reason. So you want to have some type of path or some clear idea. And there are a lot of things you can look at. You can look at the 12-week year, which is something that I use. By Brian Moran, another great guy. We've always heard about Profit First. I mean, even in that book, he talks about organizing your business and taking care of yourself. You got Robin Sharma from the 5 a.m. Club. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to find what works for you. Like I was telling him earlier, I'm right now reading the Plant Paradox because I want to be well rounded when it comes to my nutrition. Dr. Gundry, I'm following that, and I have a lot of energy. I'm not really prescribing that anyone does any particular thing. You have to find what's comfortable with you, what glove fits with you. But the key is you have to address it because realize it's 365 days in a year. Next year, this time, which way is the needle going to move? Forward or backward? You have control of that today. Start today. Don't wait till the new year. Get everything in order. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. That's one of the things that we were talking about. You're not standing still. You're never standing still. You're either going forwards or you're going backwards. There's not an in between. So which one are you doing? Are you moving forward? Are you making progress? Or are you going backwards? Because those are the only two options. You are not you don't stagnate. If you stagnate, you're actually going backwards. So and then whatever works for you have to find something that works for you. For me, I needed simple. I needed easy. We're on a program called Optavia. I have 5 little fuelings that I eat throughout the day, and I have 1 lean and green that I eat throughout the day when I'm 100% on plan. That's it. That's what I do. And on Saturday mornings, I check in with my coach, and she goes, "How you doing?" And I go, "Good or bad?" right? Like I give her my weight, I give her what I did through the week, and we go over it because she's gone down that path before. So again, like having a coach for something, you have business coaches, you have financial coaches. Get a friggin' health coach. I've preached that for the last several years. Get a friggin' health coach. My wife and I actually coach for the program we're on because we believe in it. We've experienced it. I went from over 300 pounds to 180 pounds in 6 months. The program worked, but it worked. I know it's crazy. It's wild. It's wild. 120 pounds in 6 months was wild. But the program worked for me. It made sense for the way that my brain works. It made sense for the way that I do things. I found something that fit me and I ran with it. You found something that fits for you and you're running with it. Everyone's different. But what is not different is get a coach. Get someone to lead you in the journey. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Stop trying to go it by yourself and just get someone who's been there and done it before. A coach doesn't have to be an expert. They just have to have done what you want to do before you've done it. I'm not an expert in health, right? But I've done the program. I understand the concepts and I can show you how to do it, right? So that's coaching. Same thing with financial, right? Hey, we've made these wise money decisions. They're repeatable. We can do this. And we've done it just a little bit before you. So here, let's show you how to do it. So all those things are important. And again, it's not just business leaders that need to do that. If you are in the appliance repair industry, we get the living crap kicked out of our bodies and our minds on a regular basis. You have to be at the top of your game. And if you're not at the top of your game, you will burn out. You will burn out. That's not a you might burn out. You will burn out. I speak from experience. I'm sure you speak from experience too, Miss Ward. You've been there. You've been in the game a long time. Not necessarily appliance repair, but you've been in the service game for a long time.
Well, that's true. The whole key is when you're driven, that just comes with the game, the burnout, because you don't know any better. All you know how to do is go. And that's why when you hear people talk about you go slow by yourself and you go faster with a team. I mean, what people don't understand, even when you have a team, like I heard you talking about the coach, everybody needs someone to hold them accountable. And I have accountability coaches around me, people who are stronger in areas that I'm not, but I follow their lead because I've seen the fruit of their labor. I'm not saying go follow anybody. I'm saying at least vet them. But at the end of the day, you got to have that accountability. Like recently, I've been seeing a lot of people in groups selling their businesses and twos because of health concerns and health situations. That's real life. So wake up call, get it addressed. Like right now, I'm looking at my face right now in this thing, and you look at me at my earlier interviews, I'm a lot rounder and browner there. So I see the improvement. So this is just encouragement. But at the end of the day, you have to, the 365 days, make a choice. The Christmas present to yourself, a happy Hanukkah, Feliz Navidad, or what? Oh, happy Kwanzaa. You got to do what you got to do. You got to make a gift to yourself to take care of your health because you are all you got. And there's too many opportunities out here.
I want to kind of piggyback on that because the original owner of Gordon's retired and within 2 years passed away. One of his contemporaries who I know and have had interactions with and really good guy. He retired a year ago. He just had another stroke. And he is not doing good. That's a reality for a lot of us as business owners and as technicians because we don't take care of our health. Where do you want to be? Do you want to work your entire life and then go into your retirement and end up in a pine box within a couple months to a couple years? What kind of investment are you willing to make in yourself right now? That was a question I had to answer for me. When I got on that health program, my heart rate was over 200. I was mainlining caffeine 24. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was drinking something to the tune of 300 ounces of caffeinated drinks a day between coffee, Mountain Dew, Red Bull, whatever. I was freaking. My heart was, but that was just what I needed to stay awake, to stay functioning, to stay sharp. When my watch went off saying that my heart rate was 210, I went, enough is enough. Like, I am on the verge of a freaking heart attack. I am going to die if I don't do something. I called my cousin. Him and I had done health programs, and I've shared this part of my story before, again, on my private page. I called him up, said, I see you're doing something different. Don't care what the cost is. Just where's the dotted line? I need to do something because I'm going to die if I don't. Hooked me up with a coach. Haven't looked back. Because I knew that investment every month, every week, every day was an investment in my future self. There might be a little pain now, right, in the pocketbook or in the time book. But what's it worth in the end? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, these are real life situations, and we could really be saving somebody's life right now. Sometimes people just need a nudge and they need to hear it from someone else. But this health game is real. I've been looking for something for a second, and this is the first time I really felt something consistent because at the end of the day, you have to find what works for you. Gift that to yourself because you only have one you and you are responsible for you. So I definitely applaud you, Zach, because that's a real, there's so much around weight and just in the world, just what that really means mentally, emotionally, like there are layers. So I know it had to be a journey as the weight came off because you weren't just shedding weight, you were shedding situations and experiences in your life. And that's what people don't understand. Weight is protection. It's shield. It's a shield. And that's a whole nother level.
You got the way you got for a reason. You got the way you got for a reason. And that was the thing in my program that I identified with. We had a book that we go through. It's called Habits for Health. And like it walks you through, like, why did you get to where you are? What choices, and even this last year, right? This last year, because I've been through that, I was able to recognize I am stress eating. I am under so much stress. My stress level is like here. And it doesn't drop. So I'm always like on that adrenaline rush stress level, right? And my coping mechanism is to eat. Good or bad, I munch. I've had times where I'll just sit there and I'll munch. I could munch on veggies or whatever. But it's still overeating. It's still eating way more calories than I'm burning off. And I know better. But it's identifying I am stressed. That's my trigger. I am sitting in front of the TV for 5 minutes trying to shut my brain off because it won't stop. I am eating. Like it and so like you learn those triggers, you learn those things. And so it is important. It is a journey, right? To figure out where you are and why you got to where you are. And it's a process. And that's where a coach helps. A coach can point you in a direction or to resources that you need. So this is a heavy topic, no pun intended, but like it needs to be said. It needs to be said. And it's not our typical podcast on the Appliance Alliance podcast, but I mean, really, in the Appliance Alliance group and the Pro Talk group in the last 2 weeks, I've seen at least 10 posts. Hey, I'm selling these parts. Hey, I'm getting out of the business. Hey, I got health issues. Hey, I can't do this anymore. Hey, I can't handle the stress. This time of year is a killer. Literally a killer. Find a coach.
Find a coach. Find a coach. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Invest in yourself. Yeah. I mean, this, if you take nothing else away, if you ignore everything else I said, invest in yourself. Find someone to help you get healthy, even if it's an accountability partner. Do something so you don't end up a statistic.
Exactly.
I would love to know what the statistics of the mortality rate of service technicians and service business owners is. I would bet money, real cold hard cash, that it's pretty damn high.
Yep.
I've seen it. I've experienced it.
Yep.
From people I know.
Yeah, these are the hard conversations, and it really needs to be discussed because at the end of the day, we want to elevate the industry, and there are things we have to talk about. There's guys that, when I'm sure a lot of the guys that have been in it for a long time, they looked up to these guys and they want to be like them and have all the trucks and have all the knowledge. And at the end of the day, I'm telling you, I mean, I watched it in my previous life in automotive. One of my biggest mentors and greatest guy that I would work for free. He left the business, developed, and he was quiet about it. He had ALS. I mean, even his family didn't know how bad it was. And next thing you know, boom. And this is a guy that walked on stages, and time he hit the stage, everybody was standing. He had that kind of charisma. But the reality is he could control everything except his health.
Well, we have been plagued by technical issues tonight, but we got a good chunk of it. So I am happy. I am excited. This is good. Thank you, Miss Ward, for coming on. Excellent co-host as always. Guys, girls, if you take nothing else away, do something to pour into yourself. Get your health in a better position than you are today. Don't wait until tomorrow. This is a tough topic. This is something that not everyone wants to hear, but you need to hear it. We care about you guys. We don't want to see you become a statistic. If you're not sure where to start, reach out, send us a message, private, doesn't matter. Let us know what's going on, how we can help you. So as always, this is the Appliance Alliance podcast, signing off.